Passion for Collecting is the official podcast of Collector Archive Services. Visit collectorarchive.com. We grade and preserve your collectible toys, video games, sports memorabilia, and packaged trading cards.
The number 3 on the list is a 1975 Topps Marvel comic book Heroes wax pack box, which sold for $5,000. That's baseball card exchange wrapped. Now, some of the other two that I found specific cards that were in a very high range for PSA 10, but this one was a bunch of the different ones, not any one particular card that was very high, and they were all in the $500 to $700 range. So nothing.
I think you're buying this box because it's a rare box. Not what's in it.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I think that makes sense. That's in line with kind of the individual cards and what they're selling versus what the box was going for. Yeah. So the next one, this actually, we've graded one of these under our new scale. It's actually the first picture of something that we've done under our new, 1 to 10 point scale. One of my personal favorites, and I would love to own one of these one of these days. It's a first series Garbage Pail Kids wax box, sold for $20,000. Now this is raw; it's not baseball card exchange. And the thing that strikes me about that, dude, that is a lot of risk to put $20,000 for something where, I think there's 36 packs in the Garbage Pail Kids. Yep. You get 6 of those or 5 of those or 4 of those that are resealed, let alone 20 of them.
Or not just resealed, they could be popped.
Yeah. So what do you mean pop? What do you mean by that?
Just the seals lifted. So you can never get it graded sealed. Even if it was never tampered with. Yeah. If it's popped, it's not sealed.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you would hope that someone's selling that box that, that the packs are good. I can't recall what the auction listing said. Yeah.
You could open that box and look at that point. I guess it's not sealed.
Yeah, it's not sealed. And they weren't sealed. They weren't sealed.
Handle it, the more you risk either, it looking, handled or popping them. So
yeah. Big ones on these are obviously most people will know is the Nasty Nick. The top PSA 10 sale that I found was $27,500, which is pretty hefty price for a non-sports card.
Yeah. Did he have a good year that year? I mean, what drives that price?
Right. There's the Nasty Nick rookie card.
Right. 1A. That's the only reason it's there. It's
okay,
1A.
So number one of the sets.
Yep,
typically number one. So folks that don't know, number one in sets oftentimes generate more value because when kids were storing them, they would often be at the front of the pack, and if they were wrapped with either rubber bands or put in a shoebox, the number one card tended to take the most damage. So
we're also seen more often.
Right. So typically, it's a card that it's hard to find because of how it was stored.
Yeah.
So checklists too, because sometimes people check them. So.
And then the Atom Bomb, an even higher sale at PSA 10 for $30,200. And he's just, I think that's just because he's iconic. And
that image is
amazing. It's really like when people think of Garbage Pail Kids, they think of Atom Bomb.
Yeah.
As you can see, the image and likeness is on the box, and I think it was carried at least for the first 3 series. I think.
Yeah, I have the jumbo box here from Series 3,
and he's on it.
Artwork,
I think
so
I think they
like
stopped in Series 4.
Yeah,
except it says series on the other ones, and Series 1 didn't, of course, because they didn't know how many they're going to make. So
right. Well, no, the jumbo doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't really?
No, the jumbo looks.
Really?
It's awesome. Wow. It's a great buy. I highly recommend buying one of these. They look great.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Wow. That I did not know. Interesting. See, things we learn.
All right. So the last one, the top one, which will come as no surprise to anyone, is a 1977 Topps Star Wars unopened Series 1 wax box, which went for $35,900. This one was baseball card exchange wrapped. The top sale that I was able to find on eBay was not the Luke Stormtrooper card, which I thought it would be.
Yeah.
What's that?
I would have thought so too.
Yeah, I thought it was that. I thought that was the top card. I mean, maybe the way that I was searching eBay was wrong, but I found a Farm Boy Luke PSA 10 went for right under $10,000, which again, a year or 2 years ago, the Topps cards were were like if you found
$20,
if you had a toy find, it was like that was thrown in with it. You wouldn't pay attention to it.
If you saw how many like PSA Star Wars cards I have that I paid under $10 for, like over the past couple of years, like years ago.
Tens?
Nobody wanted them.
Even tens?
I mean, a handful, but no. Most
tens are hard
like
to get.
8s and 9s, but there's tens in there and I never paid more than $10 a card.
Yeah. Someone actually gifted me a couple years ago Han Solo 9. Yeah. There's like whatever, and I still have it in my collection.
Yeah, it's probably
I'm gonna sell and get rich. I'm gonna be rich.
It's probably I bet you it's a $1,500 card or something crazy like that.
Crazy. That's crazy.
At ICC, I don't know if you heard, but I bought some wax packs. And one of them was a Star Wars.
Yeah, everyone's talking about it, Chris. Everyone's talking about it.
Okay, well,
no, he's like, I don't know if you've heard that when I bought wax.
Well, okay, so it was actually on Anthony and I did a live stream. So I don't know if you watch our shows. Yeah. But anyway, so I bought some packs, and one was a Star Wars pack, but it wasn't the Series 1. But it was open. I was like, okay, it was $10, whatever. So I said, well, it's a Series 1. I'm gonna, it was already, or it wasn't a Series 1, but it was already open. I'm like, well, we may as well see what I got. As soon as I opened it up, it was a stack of Series 1 cards that were wrapped in the wrong wrap.
Oh, I did hear this story.
Yeah, second one in was a Luke.
I did hear the story.
So the Luke Stormtrooper. I'm like,
unreal.
Yeah.
So that's
crazy. That's crazy.
Card.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
But you know what? So I said I was at a baseball card show today, and there was a guy that had a pack of the Series 1, and he wanted $800 for it.
Bonkers. $800.
Yeah, that was the sticker price on it.
God,
I thought of you when I saw it because I know that's not what you what they were going for.
No, actually, I think Chris Riley actually gave me a Series 1 pack maybe a year or two ago when I was trying to get the Series 1 through 5 to have CAS do a case for it. He gave me a pack.
Yeah, you owe him a beer because and not like a cheap, not like a Pabst. You got to go like Sam Adams.
Beer.
But again, a year or two ago was nothing. Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Year 2 was nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's a Series 1 pack. You want 3?
And they're selling. They're selling. Yeah. I mean, Hake's had some. I mean, I've seen them all over the place.
I honestly love it. I love everything about it. I think it's great. So this one in particular went for $35,000. There was other baseball card exchange wrapped sales that ranged in the $18,000 to $30,000 range. There was also 2 raw sales in the $17,000 range. So you see really the value of authentication and hopefully casing from CAS. The raw sales were $17,000, and this one went.
Wow.
The raw ones went from anywhere from $18,000, but most were in the $30,000 to $35,000 range.
Yeah.
Yep.
And even there was one that just had 18 packs with the box that sold for $5,300.
Yeah. Crazy.
So, really just awesome stuff. That concludes the Wax and Packs Market Watch Investors Corner, Chris's Corner. Brought to you by Chris Whitlock.
I definitely enjoy that more than the other countdown. I'm just saying, just putting it out there right now.
Wow.
If I had to choose one over the other, I would have to go with the card countdown. Yeah. Just saying, Chris.
Okay, well,
just my opinion.
I think I invented both of them. That's all right. It's like. I am so conceited. I really.
All right, so at the end of every episode, we like to do our 2 cents.
Yes. And so here's the thing. So this is, we'll say, our 4th podcast, but like really the 3rd that, like where we are, it was
where
a
I was
full
carrying the
podcast.
team. Where I was carrying the team.
Yeah. Well, no, you weren't there for the first one, but that's all right. So anyways, the very, very first one, Anthony talked about a family game that you could play with family. And then Ross talked about, family and just, living in the moment and it was he had a year.
To each other. Be
excellent exactly. To each other. So and what I'm decided to do is I'm going to talk about a road trip comedy because I'm just like in the gutter. So all you guys have all these wonderful family things, and I'm just going to go ahead and take it in a whole different direction. So I want to talk about the movie Fanboys. This movie. Okay, I watched this the other day, and I still love it. I'll say little culturally inappropriate. It's one of those that I like it, but it maybe didn't age as well as I like, but really, really funny. So this movie came out in 2009. And 2009 is significant because it is 10 years after the release of Episode 1, Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
So this road trip movie is 4 guys who decide that they want to break into Skywalker Ranch and watch Phantom Menace before it comes out. So that's the premise here. Now, the stars in it are people that like were probably a little bit more known back in the day and didn't really, you don't hear much now. So it's Dan Folger, Jay Baruchel, Sam Huntington, Chris Marquette, and the one name you're going to know, it was early in her career, was an absolutely adorable Kristen Bell was in it, right? So those were the main stars. But then there were cameos, right? So the cameos in this are Seth Rogen, who has a friggin' hilarious scene. Danny Trejo, Billy D. Williams, William Shatner as himself, Carrie Fisher, Ray Park, Jay and Silent Bob. So,
man, that's a great lineup.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so it's not, these all just have these like little, kind of pop-ins sort of thing at one point in time. And so it's not a spoiler because this has been out for quite some time, but this one of the kids is one of the guys is sick, and that's why they're trying to do this. And he ends up in the hospital. Carrie Fisher is a doctor, and he's like, I gotta escape. We gotta do this. And she goes, well, here's some pills. And he goes and he kisses her, and he goes, I love you. She's like, I know. So, so there's a lot of that kind of humor in there. But so that's mine. So some people come in with like highbrow my 2 cents, and my 2 cents is
it's a good suggestion.
It's funny if you want to watch just like a movie.
I'm gonna watch it now. I've never seen it, so I'm gonna watch it now.